Yeah, let's do it. This is going to be really nice. I think it's time.
Your powers of deduction seem to have waned not one bit.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh. My goodness. That's such a good counter. Yes, that's why I kept Queen of the Night for the resilience unit. This should be sweet.
Be not afraid. This will only hurt you.
Man, that was clean. Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to another deck guide. For today, I've put together a monsters list for you all. We're playing vampires, neutral style. I typically play vampires devotion because I really like to play Unseen Elder. He's a super strong engine for the vampire archetype. But I did want to come around to a card that I have never really built a deck around before, being Regis here. So a very interesting card, does row damage. If any units were destroyed, repeat this ability. That's initiative. Pretty strong against swarming decks, and we are seeing a bit of swarming at the moment. So I've come around to this. I think it can play good in some situations. The leader ability that we're using is Blood Scent. Give an enemy unit bleeding for 3 turns, 3 charges. Once all the charges are used up, spawn an Ekumara into a random allied row. That's the token unit that you see here. It's a vampire token unit, keep that in mind. With leader ability, you can synergize it with the fletters. When playing them, obviously, you can put a fletter down, use leader, gets a boost. May keep it out of control range in some instances. But the way you could play leader is push really hard with it into round 2 when you have Oriana down and a fletter, okay? Because our leader ability can get awkward in short rounds. So if you're looking to stretch the match out across round 2 and a short round 3, go about it that way, I'd suggest. Obviously, you could just reserve it for a long round 3 otherwise. Stratagem that we're using is Crystal Skull. Boost an allied unit by 4, give it Veil. That's really going to be for the Necro out here. We really want to prioritize giving bleeding as early on as possible, because we're also playing the other Regis card, Regis Reborn. That will be increasing his power as there's bleeding at the end of our turn, okay? So what I'm going to do is run you through this list bottom up and explain how best to play each card and when to play it during a match. We're going to begin with the bronze cards down here that you can see. We've got the Plummet to start with here. So on its own, it's giving bleeding for 2 turns, but on bonded, it will be giving bleeding for 4 turns instead. So what you want to do is, to get the maximum value out of the Plummets, you really want to play them together. So if you're going to commit 1, make sure you've got the other in hand so you can get 4 bleeding with the second copy that you play. You can kind of hold on to these for round 2 or round 3, I feel, because typically what I like to do is keep 1 of each bronze copy of the other bronzes that we have for round 1. Moving on, we've got Megascope as well. I've added 1 Megascope in here because it's really nice to play with the Fletter. Fletter is a super strong vampire boosting engine in this kind of a list, and in any vampire list where you're giving bleeding, really. The timer works really good now on Megascope. Spawn a base copy of picked unit on the right of Megascope. So, like I said, Megascope's really going to be used to give us another fletter. You can use that around 1 if you like, or when pushing hard, round 2 on the bleed. Undying Thirst, I've got 2 in here because they're so good to play with the fletters. Basically, the fletters are going to get a 6-point boost when we commit these, and they're down on the board. Give an enemy unit bleeding for 6 turns. Pretty nice too with Oriana because we can generate heaps of bleeding across the board. Oriana gets a bigger boost. So commit 1 per round if you like. You could go 1 round 1, 1 round 2 as well. For some control, we've got Spores. If a unit has been boosted higher than its base power, obviously it's just going to bring its power back down to the base power. That's what this card does. Reset the power of a unit. Vial. Added this in here because it can benefit us in a few ways. It can give us thinning if our opponent has one as well. It gets thinned out to the board. You can see what they got in their deck. They could do the same as well. But also what I like to do is, You can use this in some instances to protect some of your units to keep them out of control range. Maybe you want to play this first into a round and then play Necrorat, boost it up. Same with the Alp. Maybe you could use it to boost Cave Troll up. There's a few different ways you could use this. So just use it as you see fit during a match. It's good value. Boost by 4 and gives Vitality 4. So with the Necrorat, feel free to commit 1 in round 1 because it just ensures that we're getting Regis Reborn value with the increasing of his power because we're giving consistent bleeding through Necrorat. And it gives bleeding for 2 turns, cooldown 2, but it's really going to be cooldown 1 for us because we're planning on playing Vampire after Vampire as we commit this card. And obviously just save the other Necrorat for round 2 or 3. Same idea with the Alps. Play one round 1, play the other in the subsequent round. Pretty good value. Deploy is 3 bleeding and Order is 3 bleeding. So maximum of 6 bleeding with this. It's quite good. Nice to play if you've got a Fletter down on the board and then you want to deploy the Alp. Fletter will get a 3-point boost when you give bleeding. So to keep the deck flexible in what it can do, I've given it some different tempo plays. We do have the Griffins in here. We are not playing these for deploy. What's going to happen is we're going to look to use Imlerith to discard one of the Griffins. So you can do this round 1 to help you get round control and give you tempo. So what Imlerith will be doing is drawing a card, then discarding a card. The card we discard is the Griffin. And then he's going to boost by 9. He's going to boost by the Griffin's power. This also sets up Mamuna for round 2 or 3, if you'd like to commit her then. Because what we're looking to do with Mamuna is then banish the Griffin that was discarded by Imlerith that's in the graveyard. And then we're going to thin out the other copy of the Griffin from our deck to the same row as her. If you're going to play her, make sure you play her early on in a round, because if you play her for Sabbath, she plays the Griffin, meaning you're going to have to destroy one of your cards, because the Griffin's deploy when played is destroy a card, right? So yeah, with Imlerith, like I said, round 1 card, and you know, Mamuna, you could use it to bleed round 2, or go for a short round 3 with her. Fletters are great in this deck. They work really good with our leader and the other bleeding abilities we're given off. When bleeding is applied to an enemy unit, boost off by the amount applied. Counter 1. Refresh the counter at the beginning of your turn. So you play Fletter, then you can use Leader. You play Fletter, then you click Necrorat. You've got Fletter down on the board, you use Undying Thirst, use Alp. That's how we're going to use the Fletter, okay? Use 1 Fletter around 1. It helps in getting round control. And then the other one you could play with Oriana behind Cave Troll to really help for a strong push into round 2 if you want to play it like that. Queen of the Night, I do like to have her as a Purify unit because she also gives us the ability to use her offensively. You can give bleeding to an enemy unit for 3 turns. Could work pretty good with the Fletters and Oriana as well. But Purify is pretty consistent at this time because there's heaps of Siri Novas out and about with Golden Necker decks. So you could Purify Siri Nova if you see her play this ranged row. Really what you're going to do with Queen of the Night is kind of use her as you need to though, okay? To give this deck even more flexibility outside of its tempo capacity, I've given it some control, not only with Spores but with this as well. You can lock a unit on deploy with this card, alright? Imlerith, like I said, we're playing that to discard the Griffin. Round 1 play at best because it gives thinning and consistency to our deck. Oriana's pretty solid engine. Give an enemy unit bleeding with a duration equal to the number of allied vampires. Ranged row, every allied turn on turn N boosts off by the number of bleeding on enemy units. So how I like to play her is behind Cave Troll, round 2. We're literally bleeding with this deck. So before you go ahead and put her down, make sure your opponent's got enough units on the board and offload your leader completely, because when you do that, it's going to make Oriana's boost very good, but also it's giving you a vampire on the board, right? The Ekimara token unit. So then she can give increased bleeding on the deploy. So consider that. I like to use her round 2. Cave Trolls for protection, for Oriana, for the Fletters in particular. You're going to stack Cave Troll range through. You could use it to protect some of your taller units as well. Usually around 2 card, how we're looking to play this list. Nugglefire, it gives us access into our deck. We're looking at 2 random gold cards. Play one, place the other on top. My tip with Nugglefire is usually it's not a good round 1 card because most of the time you'll have a lot of golds in your deck. So look to play this round 2, and before you play it, look at the potential golds you're going to be pulling from your deck, right? You don't want to just do it blindly. Like, see if you can time the play, even if it is uncertain of what you're going to pull. Like, try to make it work for you, okay? Because we definitely want to make sure we get our golds at least at that point onwards for round 3. Crimson Curse is great. Spawn Blood Moon on an enemy row for 5 turns, then spawn 2 Echimeras in the opposite row. More Vampire token units. I like to use Crimson Curse round 1. It's pretty good for Regis to get that increase of power value, Regis Reborn I'm talking about, and helps you get round control. So wait till your opponent has played a good number of units on a row, then go ahead and commit this, because they could play around it. Obviously, it's a row effect. Yeah, we've covered Mamuna. We're just banishing the Griffin from graveyard, thinning the other Griffin out from our deck to the same row as her. Then we got Regis here. Damage all units on an enemy row by 1. So it's a row damage card. Initiative, if any were destroyed, repeat this ability. So initiative is trigger this ability if you haven't used an order, fee, or spring ability this turn. So what that means is basically that's only going to work if this is the very first thing you do in a match before anything else. Just keep that in mind. Regis could be a bit more awkward to use in a short round 3. So if you're going to bleed into round 2, consider that you're going to be committing him then. And the way we're going to set up Regis, how I like to do it, is through the use of our bleeding, right? So look at your opponent's rows, whatever has more units on it. Try to give bleeding to those units and try to get their power levels down right to like 1s, 2s, 3s. Because consider as we destroy those units on the initiative, we get to kill the rest off too. It's going to keep repeating. So that's how we can get some crazy row damage value out of Regis. I actually don't even mind using Regis Reborn before that Regis, because this drains. So draining by 3 could help you set up another destroy with the other Regis, right? Making that row damage even better. So if these are like your last 2 cards in a match and you're playing them out, you might want to play Regis Reborn first for the drain to make the other Regis even more effective. But basically, Regis Reborn is great in this deck because it makes playing vampires more flexible. In a short round 3, this is kind of like an Ozreal for vampires because it's going to play for a big point slam and it's draining as well. Deploy, drain an enemy unit by 3, and obviously it's increasing base power by 1 at the end of the turn while in hand or deck, as long as there's an enemy unit with bleeding on the board. So this is usually like the final or second last card that we play when playing this deck. So now that I've run you through the list, let me explain how to execute the strategy for this deck. Now, keep in mind, the line you're going to take against the opponent is going to depend on the kind of deck they've got. If they're an engine-based deck and you think overall, over a long round 3, you can accumulate more points than them because we've got a lot of strong engines, sure, you could take it into a long round 3. But if you're versing a control list, I'd pretty much recommend pushing hard into round 2, going for round control, because we're really heavily engine based. We don't really have a ton of direct control. So what you can do round 1 is commit cards like Crimson Curse, Imlerith, a Fletter, an Alp, Necarat, Vial, Undying Thirst, Megascope. Okay, that should be enough to get you round control. Round 2, if you're going to push, you're going to play Cave Troll. You can bleed with Mamuna as well. You can consider playing Fletter, Oriana. Use whatever leader ability you have at that time. Push hard. Definitely go for the 2-0 if it looks like there. You could commit Regis at that time most likely because Regis is harder to play in a short round for effectiveness. If you're going to pass the round 2 in a short round 3, consider that you'd go for that if you have something like Regis Reborn left in your hand because he acts as a very big point slam at the end of the match. So like I said, whether or not you go for the 2-0 or short round 3 depends on if you think you've committed so much that you've got nothing left for the next round, and depending on how strong your opponent's deck is. So consider those things in mind when you're pushing with this list. Hope you're going to enjoy the following matches. Thanks for your support as always. Looking for a Griffin. Alright. Thanks for the follow, appreciate it. So we can open up with Nekarat. Pretty standard way to open with this deck. Golden Necker, Keldar, me, Selkirk. Wow, that's interesting. So for control, Selkirk, Erendite, a lock. Oh, they got that. That's a pretty different list. Dozen put on this list. Okay, cool. Nice. I'm not really familiar with it. It kind of looks like it's got shield wall style to it, but it's not. So it's just about swarming and boosting. If it's about swarming, Regis is a good counter to it. So I'll see if we can get the initiative value.
Stand and fight, cowards!
Expensive answer. Probably worried about the value Regis is going to get. Just want to shut down our bleeding tools. Wow. Okay. Gone pretty heavy on the control. Really heavy. I might just play it slow, see what happens. Anna as well. Well, she's not boosted there, so she's only boosting 1 unit. What if I looked for Nugglefar? We're hoping to get one of these, really.
I do
Can
not
lock it?
mince words on treason. Bad feeling about this.
I'm probably passing on 5 by the looks of it. I'll just get this out. Because I don't really have my thinning cards here. Like, I need Griffin to get a bit of tempo with this deck. I don't want to go Curse because Fleder's not working there. Maybe we could save it to resist. Resist round 2 bleed. when they play Keldar, I think Regis could be good then. Unless, you know, those units are going to get boosted by Meave. That's something to consider too. So we get Oriana next. That's good. Definitely looking for a Griffin. Griffin could really help us resist the bleed. A lot of tempo setting up Mamuna as well. Nice. Asked for one, I got two. Good cards. Yeah. So Defender and Fletter's good also. But I think this hand's alright for now. Queen Meave, right off the bat.
We will never bow to the invader!
So they're gonna try 2-0 me, is it? Like Rayla. Yep. This is why Defender would have been good. Could go Curse. That's good. Good hit. It's pretty good for Regis back there. They're boosting it though. Queen, what are we using Queen for? Thing is, what do I have for a short round? Regis Reborn, Fletters. Probably is this. Just to get out of the situation. Keldar? Oh.
Tell me what you see. And be
Not back.
specific.
Well, Meave's not boosting now. I could get a kill back there on the infantry of Regis next. We might be going Regis next, range throw. Yeah, let's do it. This is gonna be really nice. I think it's time.
Your powers of deduction seem to have waned not one bit.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That's such a good counter. Yes, that's why I kept Queen of the Night for the resilience unit. This should be sweet.
Spin around and smash you. Be not afraid. This will only hurt you.
Man, that was clean. Yo, what a way to resist a bleed, huh?
If you're not faster, the windmill is
What a way. I know my decks. I know my decks, man. Perfect timing. Just in before Meave boosted too. Regis is great for a short round. Yeah, good, good. Got Cave Troll. Okay, right. Well. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna take a look.
I'm an officer.
These two are gonna work good together still at this point.
I pass on every.
I'd prefer that over Undying Thirst, because basically it gives us more value, doesn't it, if you look at it. So, yep, let's do this. Got armor to damage. Great. Why not?
What's going on about this Mark fella?
Let's boost the flitter. Looking good.
I know you're in trouble. I can help.
Last card. Wow. Yo, that was so good. Oh, I really enjoyed that. You going first? Maybe we click around a bit. Double flat is pretty solid. Ooh, nice. Opens with Defender. Is this meditating mages then? If they're playing like this? At least we've got a few units here to give bleeding to, whatever it is. Don't have Crimson Curse. That's pretty nice round one. But we got some decent tempo cards. Got Imlerith. Fletters generate pretty good points. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's meditating mages, man.
Thanks for the offer, but I prefer to create my
Well,
own company.
we got Regis here. He's doing 1-powered spawns. This does row damage. Thanks for the follow, appreciate it. In Italia?
My great-granddaughter will do
Yeah, right.
things.
He's boosting it. So basically I have to 2-0 this deck or I lose.
We've no room for renegades. We've no tolerance.
Folks say we live like princesses. If only they knew.
Why play at melee row though? Another?
Mankind is a virus, a plague.
I'm not sure, to be honest. It's a misplay.
Magic is a curse, a blessing, and a progress.
We could go Regis now. I'm gonna go Regis range draw, I think.
I know you're in trouble. I can help.
We keep giving bleeding to the resilience unit so they carry over.
Who taught you to fight like this?
Hello?
Living souls in your wake shall ne'er deign forget your sin.
Forget this mystery, as mages we have obligations to uphold.
Gone up by 5? What if I pass now? Okay, we just go for the 2-0. You can't give this deck round control because they're just ridiculous with the resilience. Gotta look for Regis Reborn. Don't really know about that now. It's better than... well... okay. give it another click. So I think I'm gonna save Nuggle file for Regis Reborn. And we just play our engines out now.
My sweet, sweet children.
Depends how you play it. We're not playing it for deploy.
Margarita told us of this.
It's a lot of points, man. Crap. Seriously. He clicked one? How do we do in a short round? I'm not sure. I just feel it's so many points. Hey, what's up? How are you? Still got my Muna with Griffin. It's a lot of carryover. It's a lot, man. Probably keep it like this. Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
The day is nigh.
I'm not sure what line I should have taken, to be honest. Anyway, is what it is. Spores, we'll see. I'm not sure.
May your blade never dull. May your hand never waver.
Let's see what we can do. You need Yerden? Tell me about it, man. So, in this case, go like this.
Your blood smells sweet.
Give him a Muda.
You will be much happy.
Anything in particular interest you?
Yo, we still did it. We still did it. You know it. Thanks for the follow, appreciate it.
Lay not your hand upon me, simpleton.
It's a veiled unit. Can't lock it. Can't give it bleeding. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird to open up, isn't it? Very awkward. Do they have control much? I don't know. I can't really do anything. Okay, survives.
Oh, my wrist is killing me.
Ever faithful to the flaming rose.
There we go, get that Regis value.
Hallowed flame, light our way through.
So, you know, we don't give bleeding to the tokens because they transform. It's not a good idea, is it? So we bleed these kinds of units. Maybe I save lock for Hemmelfart.
You shall be renounced by kin, condemned by your children.
Thirst is going to be really good. Right. They're falling behind here. Yeah.
Yes, you! Have you made your offering?
Man, look at that. We're just doing this with bronzes, man. There's just bronze cards here.
Remove his cowl, then his ear.
Oh my gosh. It's just bronzes. We're just killing it with the bronzes. Fallen Knight, yeah, Fallen Knight's great there. Yep, yep. Okay. Yeah. Pretty much like this hand, but we're also missing some things. I'm not sure. We'd probably just go for it anyway.
Unfortunately, transformation robs them of speech.
Or else, okay.
The eternal fire casts a long
Really? So they have some control options too. Good to see. Got Junior. Right.
Well, we've not had enough.
Be not afraid. This'll only hurt a bit.
By denying penance, you confirm your guilt.
Inquisitor?
The tongue can conceal the truth. The eyes.
Should we go Naglfar? Or should I push? I mean, we could even push Oriana. We've got to use Naglfar to set up our golds. Don't we?
My sweet, sweet children.
This grimoire.
Right.
You, have you made your offering?
Tomes.
Well, we still do road damage. It's okay.
Anything in particular interest you?
It's good to get this out.
Yes, you.
All right.
Have you made your offering?
Yep, now we're passing.
If I must die, I will die in glorious battle.
Yep, it worked out good, didn't it, Otto? And we're ensured Regis Reborn for a short round.
Then his ears.
Even got leader charges out. Yo, that was close. Man, you'd be surprised how many people stuffed that one up. On the bleed. Literally. Oh, man. Yeah. It was a... Oh, crap. I have to get rid of the Griffin. It's too risky, isn't it? Okay. Guys, look at what we missed. We missed Mamuna and Imlerith this whole match. And Curse. Crazy, eh? Yep. Disciple?
Decadence. Renounce sin.
I guess we do it like this. We kind of got a dead card here too, you know. But Regis is solid at this point.
He venerates not the fire.
Yeah, I think we're good.
So, how are things?
Okay, so a bit of points. Yeah, we still got it.
Anything in particular interest you?
Clean win. And we didn't get Neckarat. Serious? Come on. Why? Why you do that to me? Wait. Alright, alright.
Who taught you to fight like
Didn't I just put that card
this?
back? Oh, jeez. I could have sworn I shuffled that back just then, didn't I? Geralt, what's up, my friend? Nice to see you. How's things? How's your work? You still busy? We could boost the flitter with stratagem.
Fine. If my coin's ranked to you, go kiss a dog and eat its tail.
Wow, it goes rebuke. No way, mate. You're not killing it. There's no chance I'm letting you kill it. No chance. Flitter shall survive. It's gonna live. Again? What is going on here? Well, look, these two rebukes, it's most likely devotion. I can probably just play this one here. Kinda busy. Working hard is good. It's good to work hard. Make something out of yourself. Good luck with it. Man, we just go for 2-0. We got a lot of good cards we didn't really even dig into here. Yes. No, we don't want the... No. No good now, isn't it? Accurate.
You will be much
What's up, Turbo? How are you? Hope you're gonna like this neutral vamp deck. Do you like playing vampires yourself? Are you a monster player? Could go Neckarat next. We want to keep Regis consistent. I'm playing him. Well, that's veiled. It is veiled. This veiled business really messes up my proactive kind of plays into rounds. Honestly. Never played? Really? Okay. Cool, cool. Well, maybe this guide could help you learn more about it. Thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Should we go this now? Curse? Curse is probably good.
Show me the coin or sod off.
I do not mince words. On Prince.
Let's get Oriana. Oriana onto the 8. What do you guys think? I think it's good here. Just get some really good stuff out of them.
You are
Yep.
no lunet of mine.
Yes, plus leader. We're just gonna push really hard.
I must re-examine the manuscripts.
We're not intimidated. Vampires are never intimidated.
Still silent, but no fight.
There we go. We know it's gonna last with that defender because they used a few rebukes, didn't they? Unless they do something with the Zeal order and the ping.
Wait, yes, they won't let us talk to strangers.
Really?
Illusions. We've yet to see what they can accomplish.
Okay. It's gonna be even more than that in a second. And remember, it's we're boosting and they're decreasing. It's working both ways. Against devotion, we're safer. That's why I committed it, because you know, if it's a control list, she pretty much gets answered. Safer to play like this without defenders still. Take away the bleeding? Yeah, okay. We still play another thirst onto it, I think. I think we squeezed the round next as short as possible because we got Regis here. It's very strong.
Nigh is the time of the white frost and white light.
Yeah, we'll see them.
I'm tall enough to kick your ass.
I'm still okay to play this. Now we pass. I like this. This is good. We're still boosting and they're still going down. Keep that in mind. People usually make errors here. Just watch the points. So we're boosting. They're going down as well. Yes, see. It was the right line, wasn't it? We can't give this list the long round, so much buffs in the hands, very strong. What if they got Aglace or something, you know? We gotta get everything out. Ah, it's big.
The old and wise, but no, not
It's not enough. Unless they go Zeal order. Nah, still not. Is it? Oh, just. No. They're gonna go down again, bleeding, you see? Yeah. Oh, man, that's funny, eh? Hopefully we get our thinning and consistency more this time. Okay, it's better. Thanks, appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Hope you're excited for the new season. Harvest? I think Harvest is a bit different. Right.
Now we will see who is weak.
Well, they could just transform that.
Curse racists.
Ah, right, I see. Bit too busy. Does take a bit of time to pick up on things. Patch notes are pretty good to read over them sometimes. Or you just watch the developer videos. Yeah, it's very strong, Jay. Yes, yes, absolutely is. What? What is going on? What play is this? My goodness. Do you guys just see that? No idea what that line of play was. Exactly, two different things. Gotta be able to execute.
Daisies stand tall.
Really?
One push you high.
This is an interesting list.
Your deepest, darkest dreams, I can make them real.
They have tricks we're not aware of. Oh, what's that? What the hell? I have no idea what that is. Could it be serpent? Right. It's not. Poison trap. Yeah, we're just talking about it. Oh, wow.
My reason to travel.
Very interesting list. Nova.
Yield and save me some time.
I could pass here. I really don't know much about this list that I'm versing. I don't know how many more poisons they have. Is this gonna die to a poison? So they're likely to have another of that. Yeah, true. Yeah. Better be safe than sorry, huh? Flutter still boosts as bleeding is applied over there.
Blue Mountain!
Oh, they made a mistake. You see? They made a mistake. Yeah. You made a mistake, man. Did. We got it, my people. The power of the pass. You guys see that?